I'm still confused about when they were sitting right here.
Right.
Because the shit Brick would say to him and the shit he would say to him and the shit he would tell me about what he was, that was very confusing. It was like...
So Luce was telling you stuff off camera, and then once you saw them face to face, you didn't have the same energy.
It was, but you know, me knowing what I know now, I see the play. Right? The infiltration game was going on.
What do you mean?
Let me get cool with Brick. Getting Flacco's here make Flacco think some other shit's going on with Wack.
Because he had told Flacco that you wanted to kill him.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Right.
You know, I'm coming to you. I'm like, bro, what's up with Flacco?
Yeah.
You looking
I
at
didn't
me?
know either until after it was all exposed. Yeah.
I had no idea. I'm like, wait, when he said, yo, Wack, man, Luce, I said, he told you what? So I'm like, why would Luce tell? Like, and I sat back and like, okay, let me get cool with Brick. Because the shit he would say and about that and vice versa. And then it was like he was in the building trying to make everything work in his favor. What backfired on him, let me tell you what backfired on him, is when he found out that Wack is a wolf.
What kind of wolf?
When he found out I was a wolf, you know what happens? If you got a wolf and some sheep, if that one sheep crosses the road, you know what the rest of the sheep gonna do?
Follow his ass.
You know what that wolf gonna do? He gonna sit there and he gonna maintain his position. He found out I was a wolf out here. When they started doing what they started doing, and Wack took 2 steps back, because I believe all of that was a plot twist to phase me out.
Knowing that he's now facing these charges, it does feel like that was like such a bad strategic play.
Bro, listen, why tell Flacco that? Flacco's part of this.
He should have been thankful for his relationship with you. He's already the enemy of so many people. He should have been holding on to that.
This is what's crazy. He can say what he want. They can say what they want. Without Wack sitting that man on the side of me and moving him around and going to do podcasts that I would never have done just to put the light on him.
Hater world.
I would have never done that shit. I would have never. That shit was like 2.5 hours out.
Right.
I only went for him. I didn't go for me.
Did you make academics think that he was going to be interviewing you and Luce together?
Yes, that's the only way he would agree.
You did that on purpose?
I made Luce them get on the plane. And then, you know, I'm like, bro, just go ahead and make it happen. Because the only way because if he'd have told me no on this side, I couldn't send him.
A little switcheroo.
But what it is, I'm doing what I got to do to try to build him. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a genuine, sincere part of me that like I'm a help him on some real shit, right? But I think the whole time, and especially after listening to Gigi, right? I think the whole time, because she said, Wack, I used to lay on the side of him when him and the fake manager dude, she said his name, came up with the idea, attack Wack to try to get some attention on you, and you wouldn't pay him no attention.
Hence the diss track that he made.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pick it. I didn't know. She said all you would say was, I don't know this dude. And she said it would drive him crazy. She said, so when I looked up and saw him on the side of you, I said, oh my God, he found a way to get to him, right? But what was crazy is he got to me the right way. But
link up with you against a mutual op.
No, that wasn't my thing at all. See, when he called me, I asked him, I said, you f with Big U? And he said, nah, I did, but I don't know more. So I asked him what happened. Cool. Why? Because if you f with Big U, like if Big U knows somebody f with me, he ain't finna let him in his space like that. Right? Because you don't know what that is. Right? Nigga might be a suicide bomber, detonate you and him. You never know what that is, right? So when he propositioned me to help him promote his show, I'm promoting his show. I had no idea about some of the the shit he was gonna say. And as I'm listening to him, I don't know if he running his play.
What's up, brother?
Right? I don't know if he's running his play. I don't know what he's doing. You know, when we sit in these seats, bro, our job is to listen, tap in, find something. If this dude was going to talk for 3 minutes, we got to find something that can extend the conversation another 3 minutes. And then off that 3 minutes, find something to keep extending the conversation. The reason why we so good at it, because my perspective is going to be totally different from yours. So whatever I see, you can piggyback off of it. We could take a dude's 3 minutes and turn into 30.
Now that we know so much more about Luce Cannon, doesn't it seem exceedingly unlikely that Big U actually placed this phone call about Nipsey right before Nipsey died?
Listen, I'm going to tell you why I believed him at the time. And today, on my way here, Gigi told me some shit that changed that. Okay. Cease and desist come to you, right?
Yep.
At the same time, he tells me Urban Flicks gets a cease and desist. So I'm like, okay, cease and desist go to Adam to pull him down, talking about it. Then Urban Flicks gets one so they won't put it in the thing, right? So when I tell Gigi this, because Gigi said, well, why did you believe it? And I told her this, right? And she said, no, Wack, Urban Flicks did get a cease and desist, but it was from me, not Big U.
Oh.
So they got a cease and desist. He just tell me it's from Big U. So my ideology is like, if Adam got one to pull that down and Urban Flicks got one to not to play it, it must exist. It must be there. So I said, well, Gigi, what kind of cease and desist did you serve Urban Flicks? She said all the footage with Black China, all the footage that was shot in our home in Riverside or wherever they live, right? I called the cameraman. The cameraman said Luce Cannon never paid him. So I, in fact, paid the cameraman and brought all the footage. I then serviced Urban Flicks and said, if any of this footage is in this show, I'm going to sue you. I own it. So, yeah, it was a cease and desist there. But the whole time I'm thinking, Big U served Urban Flicks to cease and desist. See, with you getting one and them getting one, I'm like, okay, he don't want Luce talking about it, and he don't want them putting it up. But come to find out, the cease and desist that went to Urban Flicks was from Gigi. Had nothing to do with Big U. So Big U cease and desist that he served you was really in the right lane because he's saying it's a lie. If he's saying it's a lie, then it's defamation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once she told me this shit today, I'm like, oh shit. She said, yeah, Wack. I said, yeah, I thought he said, no, that's what he told y'all because it fit. Right. So, you know, dude is kind of like, he's sharp in some ways, he's shallow in some, but the crazy part about him, God willing, he's gonna be most dangerous in his old age. Because as an elderly person, you're more prone to believe certain shit. Where he falling short at is he don't know how to see when what's in front of him is really what could change his life. That's genuinely there for him.
Because he spent so many years trying to make it, and then you realistically help his trajectory so much.
Yeah, bro.
Put him in a position that he had been working towards trying to get into for all these years.
He did everything under the sun. Diss me, do this, do that, do this. Nothing worked until boom. And I start positioning. I could have told Luce, hey, yo, Wack, this podcast, I could have told him no. I could have told him no. Nah, but I'm like, okay, Wack, you committed to build him, to growing him, right? So, fuck it.
chill mode right now. Oh, there's some more back there.
Wallaby. What is that? But it's like it must be like the type of kangaroo.
Yeah, type of kangaroo. Not the big ones. It's probably You know they got different ones.
Like a baby.
Yeah. I think the kangaroo too big to have them, so they got like wallaby